Natchez Trace Parkway, Sacred Sites. A dome-shaped earthen mound stands in the middle of a flat, grassy meadow. Christina Smith, Ph.D., Cultural Resource Specialist, Natchez Trace Parkway.
The mounds along the Natchez Trace Parkway are physical representations of a population that once lived along the trace.
3 more mounds stand in the field.
The mounds along the trace span a long period of time.
Archaeology tells us that some of the earliest earth mounds date back about 7,000 years. They were pretty small in size, but over time, people began to build larger and larger earth mounds.
Ian Thompson, Ph.D., Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma.
By 2,000 years ago, the time period when many of the earth mounds on the Natchez Trace started to be built, some of them were tremendous in size.
In the woods, American Indians packed dirt into woven baskets.
The people who built the earth mounds were part of a vast network of Native American societies. It was a diverse network, but an interconnected network. Earth mounds are found from what is now Wisconsin all the way down into Central America.
Reenactment continues by people in ceremonial dress. Grass covers a low earthen mound. LaDonna Brown, Chickasaw Nation.
People always ask, why did these early people build these mounds?
The earth mounds on the trace were built for a number of reasons. Some of them were the platforms, the bases for the houses of community leaders. Some of them were also burial mounds.
Standing on a path, a man and woman gaze at a mound.
They are sacred sites.
Kristen Maxfield, Park Ranger.
I like to think of them as something similar to a church with a graveyard next to it. It's a similar concept.
In reenactment, several men carry baskets of soil.
Creating the earth mounds required a great deal of intelligence on the part of ancestral Native Americans.
A woman digs with a stone tool.
It required an understanding of geology. It required an understanding of soil hydrology.
These mounds were built one basket load of dirt at a time.
Jay Wesley, Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians.
We didn't have access to pack animals. We didn't have access to a lot of tools that you can see that makes construction easy today.
They would use tools like digging sticks, mussel shell hoes, and their hands. And they would load the dirt into baskets and then carry it to where the earth mound was going to be constructed.
American Indians empty baskets of soil, then pat it down with their hands.
We feel like the actual construction of the mounds is a form of spirituality.
A black-haired woman in buckskin clothing sits atop the mound.
We feel like our ancestors really were wanting to show that respect and that homage to our Creator.
A scarlet sun sinks toward the horizon, infusing the clouds with an orange glow.
Mounds like this could be found all over the eastern United States. But the fact that they are along the Natchez Trace has allowed us to preserve them so that everybody can see them. It's kind of the role of the National Park Service, is to make sure we preserve history.
A few vehicles travel the Natchez Trace Parkway, a smooth 2-lane road running through lush woodlands.
As a Southeastern Indian, and specifically as a Chickasaw person, we look at these mounds as being very old, ancient architecture that is left from our ancestors.
We want to honor and respect these mounds, and it's a burial. As the bones of our people that are buried on these mounds.
Tall trees shade part of a grassy mound.
It is a part of our spiritual makeup. And it's very important to us that they be respected and protected.
In an aerial view, beams of sunlight shine across a massive earthen mound. Elsewhere along the parkway, a golden sun sets over a quiet stretch of road. Titles appear: Natchez Trace Parkway, National Park Service, U.S. Department of the Interior, 662-680-4027, or www.nps.gov/NATR.